إنا فتحنا لك فتحا مبينا ليغفر الله ما تقدم من ذنبك وما تأخر ويتم نعمته عليك ويهديك صراطا مستقيما وينصرك الله نصرا عزيزا. لقد جاءكم رسول من أنفسكم عزيز عليه ما عنتم حريص عليكم بالمؤمنين رؤوف رحيم. فإن تولوا فقل حسبي الله لا إله إلا هو عليه توكلت وهو رب العرش العظيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
الفاتحة لنا ولكم يا عادلون ووالدنا ووالدكم وأهلنا وأولادنا ولمشايخنا ولمن حضرنا ولمن وضعنا ولأهلنا ولموتنا وللمؤذنين على هذا المجلس ولمن كان سببا في جميعنا. إن الله كريم ينور القلوب ويغفر الذنوب ويستر العيوب ويحفظنا بما حفظ به ذكر وينصرنا بما نصر به الرسول. وأن الله كريم يجعل مجلسنا هذا مواطنا بالخيرات والمسرات والأنوار والبركات ويمكننا جميع الحاجات بجاه خير البريات. وأن الله ينصر المسلمين وأن ينصر الله الكريم ينصر سلطان الأولياء مولانا الشيخ محمد ناظم عادل الرباني قدس الله سره بجاه خير الأنام وعلى كل نية صالحة مع حسن الخاتمة عند الموت وعن عمر المدينة وأهلها وإلى حضرة النبي.
سورة الفاتحة.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
أنت سلطاننا يا ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وتب علينا وزد حبيبك سيد الأولين والآخرين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. زده يا ربي عزا وشرافا ونورا وسرورا وسلطانا ورضوانا رغما في الشيطان ومن تبعه.
عباد الله
رجال الله أغيثونا بأهل الله وكونوا عوننا في الله وصانعنا بفضل الله. ويا أفتان ويا أمجاد ويا سادات ويا أحباب وأنتم يا أولي الألباب تعالوا وانظروا لله. عباد الله رجال الله أغيثونا بأهل الله
عليه.
مدد مدد مدد
يا سيدي مدد 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 يا رسول الله مدد يا أبو بكر الصديق مدد يا عمر فاروق مدد يا عثمان غني مدد يا إمام علي مدد 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 يا سيدي مدد 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 مدد
reminder that they've been teaching that invite the light and the circle of paradise with all of its power, al-Budala, Nujab, Nuqab, Awtad, Akhyar, Qawf, the Jinni wal Malaika, into your homes, wherever you are, that to send a link for people to listen to the zikr live in their home. As soon as you turn that signal on, whatever energies are in the home, إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحُ means from heavenly beings they begin to move through those energies and they begin to enter in like an army. Armies from heaven, they enter into that space and they begin to smash every falsehood that's occupying within the homes of insan. All day long they're collecting every type of badness from what they watch, what they see, what they hear, what's all around them, entering into their homes and in their living environments. And Allah's rahmah, ni'mah, especially from those whom are connected to those realities, as soon as they hit that button and bring that signal into their home, it's like a heavenly lights are invading into the home, and you may hear things breaking and cracking as they battle. The first battle that happens upon this earth is a spiritual battle in which these lights and these energies are clearing out whom Allah destined to be cleared out. So we pray that Allah inspire us always towards goodness and towards the circles of paradise, inshaAllah. Page 17.
Ya Rabbi Salli ala Muhammad, Ya Rabbi Salli alayhi wa sallim, Ya Rabbi Salli ala Muhammad, Ya Rabbi Salli alayhi wa sallim, Ya Rabbi baligh kul wasila, Ya Rabbi khusa bil fadila, Ya Rabbi warda an sahaba, Ya Rabbi warda
together, page 90.
يا رسول الله سلام عليك رفيع الشان والدرج رفة يا جيرة العلم يا أهيل الجود والكرم نحن من قوم به سكنوا وبه بالخوف آمنوا وبآيات القرآن علوا فتيد فينا أغلوا رسول الله سلام عليك رفيع الشان والدرج رفة يا جيرة العلم يا أهيل الجود والكرم نعرف البقاء وتعرفنا والصفا والبيت يالفنا ولنا المعلى وقيكمنا فلمن آتى وكن عقلي يا رسول الله سلام عليك رفيع الشان والدرج رفة يا جيرة العلم يا أهيل الجود والكرم ولنا خير الأنام يبو وعلي المرتضى أسبوا وإلى السبطين ننتصبوا نسبا ما فيه من داخلي يا رسول الله سلام عليك رفيع الشان والدرج رفة يا جيرة العلم يا أهيل الجود والكرم كإمام بعده خلقوا منه سادات بلا عرفوا وبهذا الوصف قد وصفوا من قديم الدهر والزمن يا رسول الله سلام عليك رفيع الشان والدرج رفة يا جيرة العلم يا أهيل الجود والكرم مثل زين العابدين عليه وابنه الباقي خير ولي والإمام الصادق الغفر وعلي ولا اليقين يا رسول الله سلام عليك رفيع الشان والدرج رفة يا جيرة العلم يا أهيل الجود والكرم فهم القوم الذين علوا بفضل الله قد صعدوا ولغير الله ما قصدوا وما القرآن بالقرآن يا رسول الله سلام عليك رفيع الشان والدرج رفة يا جيرة العلم يا أهيل الجود والكرم أهل بيت المصطفى طهورهم أمان الأهل فمكر شبهوا بالأرض بزورهم فما قد جاء في السنن يا رسول الله سلام عليك رفيع الشان والدرج رفة يا جيرة العلم يا أهيل الجود والكرم وسبيل للنجاة ناقة من طوفان كل أذى والجوف على تكون كذا وتسم لله واستعيني يا رسول الله سلام عليك رفيع الشان والدرج رفة يا جيرة العلم يا أهيل الجود والكرم رب فانفعنا ببركتهم وفينا الحسنى بحرمتهم وأمتنا في طريقتهم وآفات من الفتن يا رسول الله سلام عليك رفيع الشان والدرج رفة يا جيرة العلم يا أهيل الجود والكرم
اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله من شرف page 20.
سيدي يا سيدي محمد يا حبيبي سيدي يا سيدي محمد يا حبيبي حكمك لي ولدي راسي شرفي وعزي ونعمتي
Open for us from His heavenly kingdom in which He assigns the angels of Sifat al-Wadud. There's the angels of love that they carry, not love of this dunya understanding, but from Sifat al-Wadud, Allah's divinely love, that Allah assigned the angels to begin to enter into the soul of that insan, into the heart of that insan, so that their whole demeanor begins to have a love for Allah's Divinely Presence, and even the fragrance within their smell. Every sense that we have, there's a tube. There's a smell that you smell through your nose, through your physical nose, but there's a smell that Allah opened for the soul to smell. And to smell the fragrance of Sayyidina Muhammad, and once you have an understanding of that fragrance, you begin to smell it within the Muhammadiyun. They carry the blood and the light of Prophet upon this earth. And when we're asking for angelic lights to begin to open the soul, is that not to hear from these ears but to hear from the soul. Not to only see from these eyes but to see from the soul. Not to smell from this nose that only smells this dunya, but to smell the beatific fragrances from the soul. But Allah assigned for us from these malaika that bring this sifat and dress it into the soul. When Allah wants to dress the servant, an angel appears before them with that attribute, and that angel begin to enter into their soul and occupy their soul with that light and with that dress, inshaAllah. Page 26.
Salatullahi malahat kawakib wa lahmad khayr raqiban najaib. Salatullahi malahat kawakib wa lahmad khayr raqiban najaib. Ala haqi surat isbil habaib fahaza sukr wa
salli wa sallim wa barik alayhi wa ala alihi. You can't go through the door of faith to reach love. It's impossible. You cannot enter and say, one day I'll have faith and then my love will come. We're not talking the dunya love, we're talking the love of the heavens, from malakut, from the reality of the soul. So it's impossible to achieve the faith and then have muhabbat. So then Allah gives the easiest door is go through love. Don't think that your usul will give you iman, with iman you'll gain Allah's love. You've got to be bozo. Iman is very difficult to achieve. You're reaching 50 feet off the ground and you don't have a ladder and you don't even have hands. But Allah made it very easy. Why you make everything complicated? Go through my wudu, go through love. When you love them more than you love yourself, when you accompany them, when you're in the associations of muhabbat and love, Allah rewards your love. When Allah rewards and is happy with your sincere love, you came with love. There was no profit in coming here. As a matter of fact, they're going to take money from you. You know that you're going to leave a little bit less tonight than you came in the morning. So they have to take from you. Allah said, take from them and purify them, pray for them. Your prayer is a relief for them. You cooked, you came, you took off your time to watch on the internet. These are all acts of muhabbat and love, because these are all non-obligatory. You have to do the fact. Then when you come out of love to sit and say, I just feel the love for Allah, I want to hear the chanting, I want to remember my Lord, I want to feel like I'm in Medina praising upon Prophet. Only through that muhabbat Allah grants His gift. Allah's greatest gift and satisfaction is I grant you faith. So Allah said, what is He going to give you? Cash, a house in paradise, a buraq to ride on? Those are all nice, but His greatest gift is iman. So I'm going to grant you faith. So then Ahl al-Muhabbat, they were granted iman because of their love. So don't go the reverse, thinking with your usul and with your actions, with whatever you're doing you'll gain an access to iman, and from faith one day you'll change and also have muhabbat in your heart. Actually if you go through that door you may become very hard, very dogmatic, thinking it's all the actions that count, and you may never reach to the door of love. And that's why there's so many fiery scholars. 70,000 of them are going to die. 70,000 of them are going to be taken off this earth for the arrival of Sayyidina Mahdi. I wonder who those 70,000 are. I can only see about 7,000 on YouTube. 70,000 of these ulama, their heads will be taken off with the arrival of Sayyidina Mahdi by Allah, not by people only. Means that door is quickly closing, and the door that Allah is asking, come through muhabbat, come through love and kindness and good character. See, even the babysat. With this good love, with this good character, Allah grants faith inshaAllah. That faith is then a double gift, because once you act from the lights of iman, you love even more, and Allah gives you then even more iman, because Ya ayyuhalladheena amanu, amen. So continuous, Allah is rewarding your good character and muhabbat gained your light of iman. As soon as you go to light of iman, everything you're doing is with iman. Now Allah is even more happy and grants you then even more lights of iman, and you become even more loving, more humble. And it's a process in which Allah guarantees its satisfaction and perfection. Inshallah, page 32.
أيها المشتاق لا تنمي رضيع قريب أنت في حرمي بتخيل القرب والعلم.
اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وشرط الكهف. Allah Azza wa Jal and Tariqah and Ahl al-Muhabbat, that is their surah, that's their daleel, their adab, everything, the interaction between Sayyidina Musa and Sayyidina Khidr. And Allah Azza wa Jal directed Sayyidina Musa, go to one of my servants, and that servant was described who attained a rahmah, and then we taught him from our presence. And that rahmah is the muhabbat. To attain the rahmah and mercy of Allah Azza wa Jal, then Allah Azza wa Jal will teach you. That's why they don't need anybody to learn and become hard and then become argumentative. They need people to love. Be merciful, have a rahmah, have good character. If you sit with good character, Allah Azza wa Jal shoot you to His Divinely Presence and begin to teach you directly into your heart with malaika. There are angels, malaika are nautic, the speaking angels. Allah Azza wa Jal assign for them to come into your presence and begin to teach you from your own voice. You feel as if your voice is telling you, and they begin to teach and teach and teach into your heart. From the knowledges they teach and burn into your heart is like written on your preserved tablet. At any time you access your heart, these knowledges will be flowing. There's no system off, there's no Google down, there's no Yahoo going out of business, it's all from the heavens. And that's what Allah attained the rahmah, and then we taught him from our presence. It's the best university to learn from is Allah's university, not the universities on dunya. You don't know what kind of craziness people will put into their teaching. We pray that Allah open His heavenly universities to the love and the door of the love of Sayyidina Muhammad, and these are the schools of good character and good manners. With those manners they shoot everybody up into that light, and that these angels of the Sifat al-Wadud, these angels of knowledges and lights begin to pour. Sifat al-Alim, the angel of Alim begins to enter. It's a beatific angel and light that just walks into your soul and downloading all of these realities upon the soul. And Allah can send it 1,000 times, 10,000 times, because at every moment Allah has a new tajalli. When that angel comes one time and dress upon your soul, the next moment he appears it's a completely different addressing upon the soul. Means Allah's oceans are infinite and unimaginable. People ask, how you guys can sit for 3-4 hours? The question should be, how is it that you're not sitting for 3 to 4 hours? This is paradise. We are the people who want to only be in paradise. It's actually very sad when we have to leave our paradise and enter back into dunya. Inshallah, page 36.
Salatullah, salamullah ala taha rasulillah. Salatullah, salamullah ala yasin habibillah. Tawassalna bi bismillah wa bil hadi rasulillah wa kulli mujahidin lillah bi ahli al-badr ya Allah. Salatullah, salamullah ala taha
spiritual presence of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, many times they have a dance in which is a sword dance, that as soon as they ask for permission they begin to pull the swords of light out and they begin to whirl with these swords of light in that presence. We ask that we see ourselves in their association, that they are taking their swords out and that they are whirling, and these are swords of light that when they hit the devil it burns. The devil, when that sword of light hits the believer, it makes them into an ecstasy. It's a very powerful light, Sifat al-Muntaqim, that begin to hit the believers so that all the badness will leave and depart them. And they begin to feel an ecstasy and a heating, and they are all in these circles of zikr, just whirling with these swords that are moving with the speed of light and a power of light that move everywhere. And anything that the believer brings into the circle, these swords of light will hit them so that they leave pure and purified. Wherever they are within the circle, watching the circle is all happening. We pray that Allah dress us from those lights, bless us from those lights. Always see ourselves whirling. When you sit at home, practice just a little of the sama and say, Ya Rabbi, make my hands to be from your lights, from your Divinely lights, and that these lights go to destroy all falsehood and all of these shayateen and bring everybody back to Allah's rahmah and mercy, inshaAllah. Page 45.
نادي علي المظهر العجائب تجده عونا لك في النوائب. نادي علي المظهر العجائب تجده عونا لك في النوائب. علي 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 يا علي 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 يا علي يا علي اسمك بالقلم من الرسل يا علي سبحان ربي سغلت الاسم يا علي يا مبعد جود قلوب الإليم يا علي صبر المودة مبعد بالتسيم يا علي آخر الدنيا بعدد التسيم يا علي أنور صادق بعدد التسيم يا علي أنت لواء الفخر والمناقب وجوهر العزة والمواهب. أنت لواء الفخر والمناقب وجوهر العزة والمواهب. علي 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 يا علي 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 يا علي نادي علي المظهر العجائب تجده عونا لك في النوائب. نادي علي المظهر العجائب تجده عونا لك في النوائب. علي 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 يا علي 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 يا علي أشرف اسمك فوق ضمير الكتاب يا علي اسمع فضلك نال على الرتاب يا علي ما يملو لك يبغ سيد الجاب يا علي حلق ضمارين وجودك وهاب يا علي كل الوجود اضطرب انت ذهب يا علي حبك فريضة بشرائع وجاب يا علي شانك فوق الشان والمراتب يا بلغة الإحسان والمقاصد. شانك فوق الشان والمراتب يا بلغة الإحسان والمقاصد. علي 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 يا علي 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 يا علي نادي علي المظهر العجائب تجده عونا لك في النوائب. نادي علي المظهر العجائب تجده عونا لك في النوائب. علي 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 يا علي 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 يا علي للكون الناس ولنت الأمان يا علي بوجدك دين العلي في الرجال يا علي يا أسد خالق ما شبيهك أسد يا علي والزود خالق يا حيدر شهد يا علي بالحشر بس حبك يا حيدر سند يا علي
page 49.
Allah, Allah, Allah,
Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barik alayhi. Good, yeah, feel it with all your heart and soul. The Bab al-Rahmah and Bab al-Muhabbat is as wide as you can imagine. And all we have to do is enter into that love and say, Ya Rabbi, whatever I'm doing, because love has no intention. Iman and all the usul all have intention. You could be praying and faking it. So then how are you going to put everything in that basket of your amal, and then Allah say, I'm going to have to first judge it before I can grant you faith. I don't know if you were praying because you were running from the police. Muhabbat and love, there's no intention. Anything you show in the way of Allah's love for the sake of Allah and His Rasul, it opens and Allah gives infinite rewards. Inshallah, read the English of these not sharif, these salawats and these nasheeds, to know in our language, the English language, what's being said, what's being conveyed of an immense love for Sayyidina Muhammad. Immense du'as and realities that when you recite them, Allah the angels are saying Ameen and dressing upon the soul, dressing upon the soul. Inshallah, page 110 is in Urdu, but please read the English so we understand the depth of what's being conveyed for the love of Sayyidina Muhammad, so that these become real for the people whom are reaching the maqams of Iman. When they recite and they close their eyes, they see it. They see the haqqaiq of what's being recited, and Allah can take their soul into that reality to taste it firsthand, so that it becomes a pure reality for their being, inshaAllah. Page 110.
Mustafa Jane Rahmat Pila Ko Salam Jamai Bazme Hidayat Pila Ko Salam Mustafa Jane Rahmat Pila Ko Salam Jamai Bazme Hidayat Pila Ko Salam Nukrae Sarewanat Biyat Taduru Barkaz
مشايخنا في طريقة النقشبندية العليا وسائر ساداتنا وصدقنا الفاتحة. Can you see the magenta light? Beautiful, beautiful. Nice lighting. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نوتر 40 قاف تتقلب السلوك والصيام في هذا المجلس يا رب العرش العظيم بليات ختم خوارجان مدى يزيدية سلطان الأولياء مع شيخ عبد الفايز الداغستاني شيخ محمد تناس الحقاني مولانا شيخ هشام كوباني شيخ عدنان كوباني شيخ محمد عالم عبد الخالق الخشتواني صاحب زمان سيد محمد المهدي عليه السلام وروح الله سيدنا عيسى عليه السلام سيف الله سيدنا عليه السلام ثم سيدنا أبي بكر الصديق سيدنا عمر سيدنا عثمان إمام الحسن عليه السلام إمام الحسين عليه السلام وسيداتنا فاطمة عليه السلام وسائر ساداتنا وصديقين على الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أستغفر الله 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 أستغفر الله
العظيم الذي لا اله الا هو القيوم واتوب اليه انه هو التواب الرحيم خالق دين الاسلام من كل ما يقال الشريعه من كل ما يقال الطريقه من كل ما يقال المعرفه من كل ما يقال الحقيقه من كل ما يقال نظيم يا ارحم الراحمين يا الله اللهم يا مسبب الاسباب يا مفتح الابواب يا مقلب القلوب والابصار يا ذا المتحير يا غياث المستغيث يا حي يا قيوم يا ذا الجلال والإكرام وفوض أمر الله إن الله بصير بالعباد.
Prophet al-Sharif, Madad al-Haqi, Hujjat Allah, let's ask him to always see ourselves a Rose al-Sharif in the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. بمددكم من نظر سيدنا رسول الكريم يا خالد الله.
فاتحة الشريف بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين صلوات الشريف اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم 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 ألم نشرح لك الشريف بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب الله أكبر. إخلاص الشريف بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر. فاتحة الشريف بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. صلوات الشريف اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم 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 اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم.
صل يا ربي وسلم جميع أنبيائه والمرسلين وكل أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. إلى شرف النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وآله وأصحابه الكرام وعلى مشايخنا في طريقة النقشبندية العلية خاصة روح إمام طريقة بغت خليك شان نقشبند محمد ويس البخاري سلطان أولياء شيخ محمد فايز داغستاني سلطان شيخ محمد ناظم عادل الحقاني مولانا الشيخ هشام كوباني الشيخ عدنان كوباني الشيخ محمد عادل عبد الخالق الخشتواني سائر زمان سيدنا محمد المهدي عليه السلام وروح الله سيدنا عيسى عليه السلام سيف الله سيدنا عليه السلام ثم سيدنا أبي بكر الصديق سيدنا عمر سيدنا عثمان إمام الحسن الإمام حسين سيدنا فاطمة عليه السلام سيدتنا زينب عليه السلام وسيدنا زين العابدين السلام وسائر ساداتنا والصديقين. الفاتحة.
فلم أنه لا إله إلا الله 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 لا إله
Allah حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل نعم المولى ونعم النصير لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم
يا صديق يا رسول يا الله يا سيد يا صحيح يا صديق يا رسول يا الله يا سيد يا صحيح يا صديق يا رسول يا الله يا سيد يا صحيح يا صديق يا رسول يا الله.
حسبنا الله ربنا الله
حسبنا الله ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله حسبنا الله نعم النصير نعم المولى ونعم النصير حسبنا الله ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله نعم المولى ونعم النصير نعم المولى ونعم النصير
يا غالبا
غير مغلوب يا غالبا غير مغلوب يا غالبا غير مغلوب يا غالبا غير مغلوب يا غالبا غير مغلوب يا شاهدا غير مغيب يا شاهدا غير مغيب يا شاهدا غير مغيب يا قاربا غير ضعيف يا قاربا غير ضعيف يا قاربا غير ضعيف يا غالبا غير مغلوب يا غالبا غير مغلوب يا غالبا غير مغلوب.
حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل نعم المولى ونعم النصير لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. على أشرف العالمين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم على أفضل العالمين سيدنا محمد صلوات على أفضل العالمين سيدنا محمد صلوات صلوات الله تعالى وملائكته والأنبياء ورسوله وجميع خلقه على محمد وعلى آل محمد عليه وعليه السلام ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. ورضي الله تبارك وتعالى عن سادة أصحاب رسول الله أجمعين وللتابعين على الإحسان وأئمة المجتهدين المعتدين والعلماء المتقين والأولياء الصالحين ومشايخنا في طريقة النقشبندية والعلية قدس الله تعالى في مساكين ونور الله تعالى وجههم مبارك وعلى الله تعالى من بركاته وفيداتهم دائما والحمد لله رب العالمين. الفاتحة.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم بلغ ثواب ما قرأناه ونور ما تلوناه هدية واصلة منا إلى روح نبينا سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه الكرام وعلى أرواح الأنبياء والمرسلين وخدماء شرائعهم وعلى أرواح أئمة الأربعة وعلى أرواح مشايخنا في الطريقة النقشبندية العلية خاصة إلى روح إمام الطريقة وغوث الخليقة شاه بهاء الدين نقشبند محمد أويسي البخاري وحضرة مولانا سلطان الأولياء شاه عبد الله الفازل الداغستاني وحضرة مولانا سلطان الأولياء السيد محمد ناظم الحقاني ومولانا شيخ هشام القباني وشيخ عدنان القباني شيخ محمد عادل عبد الخالق الغجدواني صاحب الزمان سيدنا إمام محمد المهدي عليه السلام روح الله سيدنا عيسى عليه السلام سيف الله سيدنا إمام علي عليه السلام ثم سيدنا أبو بكر الصديق سيدنا عمر سيدنا عثمان سيدنا إمام حسن عليه السلام وسيدنا إمام حسين عليه السلام وسيدنا فاطمة الزهراء عليها السلام وسيدتنا زينب عليها السلام وسيدنا زين العابدين عليه السلام وسير وساداتنا والصديقين. الفاتحة.
Faith without love. Not on the life. This is going to show on the video. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ومولانا محمد المصطفى صلى الله عليه وسلم بمددكم ونظركم سيدي يا رسول الكريم يا حبيب العظيم مدد يا سيدي يا سلطان الأولياء شيخ عبد الفايز داغستاني شيخ محمد ناظم حقاني مولانا شيخ الشام كباني شيخ عدنان كباني شيخ محمد عادل بمددكم ونظركم إن شاء الله تعالى في هذا المجلس يا رب العرش العظيم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أطيعوا الله أطيعوا الرسول وأولو الأمر منكم. And that alhamdulillah, a reminder always to myself, and abdukul ajizu da'ifu miskinu zalim mujahal, and by the grace of Allah that I'm still in existence and that we took a path in which to be nothing. And a reminder tonight, because we said it in between the zikr, but to make it actual suhbat, is that you cannot achieve faith without muhabbat and love. And even the tariqah comes and teaches that you cannot call yourself a murideen, but you have to call yourself muhibbeen. Murideen is very high, is a very high level of iman wal maqam al ihsan, and then Allah made them to be rashideen al mahdieen wa kamileen. At that time Allah give them permission for guidance, and they are then murideen of Naqshbandiyat al-Aliyah. So until that station, it's easier to call ourselves muhibbeen, the muhib and the people of love. And a reminder always for myself that to achieve the station of iman through our practices is impossible. Instead, if Allah grant, Allah can grant whatever Allah wants to grant. But in terms of every day and for all people, amal, it requires intention. And that's why they begin to teach these are two doors. The one who enters through his amal or her amal and think that they're going to make their shahada and it's going to open, they're going to make their salah and something going to open, they're going to give large zakah and something going to open, and they're going to do their fasting, something going to open, and they're so happy in the end they make their hajj because they did all those and still nothing opened. And the impossibility other than what Allah wants to grant, so we say that in everyday life the impossibility of the practices and actions to open the stations of iman. And iman is not something that many YouTube videos describe, that you pray, you feel good and Allah you are a believer. No, Allah clarifies to the Arabi that they came to Prophet and say, we believe, and Allah clarified for them, no, don't tell them they don't believe. They've merely accepted Islam, they've accepted the way. Belief is a maqam and a station of light that has to be achieved. And when Allah is describing that you're not going to achieve without being tested like others who came before you, with their life, with their property, with their possessions, with their family, with their children, all those testings people would run if it wasn't with muhabbat. The only glue that binds everything is muhabbat. So it means they come to teach that if you're going through the door of trying to achieve actions and that these actions will one day open a station of faith, 99% of the nation has not achieved faith. Faith is not something easy to achieve in that understanding, which is a fairly new understanding because of what came onto this earth of different madhabs and their belief, and they took away muhabbat and focused on their practices. Awliyaullah come and remind us that in these days the way towards Iman is through the door of muhabbat and love. That you do all the actions because Allah ordered them. But those actions to negate within your heart that I don't think I'm going to get my Iman and my gift from Allah with these actions. I know that my shahada is not real, I didn't see anything yet, how can I be from shuhud, how can I have reached a maqam and to witness when what I'm saying I know is a hypocrite. When you say shahada, do you see anything? 90% or 99% of the people will say, no, I don't see anything. So then you bear witness to what? To your blindness? That your salah, pray as if you see Allah and know that Allah sees you. The salah, nobody sees Allah and many people don't even feel Allah, think that Allah is seeing them. So then the salah is not achieving. So they can come to prove, each of them, that the zakah that people are giving, are they achieving the reality of their zakah, in which they are giving of themselves, not their property. The property was the first phase, but the Muhammadan inheritance is they give of themselves, like Sayyidina Ismail who laid the foundation for the Muhammadan light to enter now into this earth. That we give of ourselves. All the Sahabi, they died in the way of Prophet all Ahlul Bayt, they died in the way of Prophet. And what they ask is that you don't have to die, but at least give of yourself, sacrifice yourself and your bad character. Then they teach the muttaqeen, when Allah is describing huda and guidance for the siyam, it's not the people who only think that they fast with their mouth, but in Ramadan they hear every bad, they see every bad, they smell and smoke every type of bad. And they think only they abstain with their tongue from food and water and drink. So come and show that even the Ramadan is of what value at that reality. The muttaqeen, when they're fasting, Allah trained them to fast with their ears, they fast with their eyes, the eyes of their physicality and the eyes of their heart. They fast with their breath, so that the perfection of the fasting with their tongue, that Allah open the reality of their souls when they're fasting and in siyam. And the Hajj is not a $20,000 vacation, but when they go they are greeted by the Kaaba and their soul enters within Baytullah, because they are the people of the house of Allah. Allah doesn't keep those people outside the house to make tawaf, their souls are invited within the house of Allah. If you were really a guest to my house and they say, why didn't you just walk around the block, I'll talk to you later. Do you think that you really came as a guest to my house? The real guest of Allah's house, their souls are entering into the house. Their lights enter in, their arwah enter into the house because they are the guests of Allah. And the rest they circumambulate for the barakah and the blessings of what Allah bestowing upon His guests. So those usul, they don't open that reality. What opens the reality is muhabbat. So they say, why are you going to go from that door? It's going to be an impossible journey. And the easiest and most beatific journey is Prophet open the door, you be with whom you love. So then they made this door of muhabbat awliyaullah and ulama of the past. And they came and they taught the adab and character, said, you have to do all those things, and they taught you in school. If you were in an Islamic country, they taught you all those usul when you were young. When they want to finish and perfect you, they come and teach you now, have a manners and a character from the people of paradise. Don't shout, don't scream, don't yell, don't fight. Akhlaq. And they had schools of akhlaq that would teach you how to have dialogue, how to converse, how to lower your voice, lower your gaze, look down, how to treat the young and the old, how to behave in every type of action so that Allah's rida and satisfaction to dress upon the servant. When they're taught good manners and good character, then they begin to be taught that be of khidmat and service the way, because Allah give every reward in this act of love. You bring up books of dates, there is no intention needed, and the worst of intentions you can have, because Allah doesn't judge love, doesn't judge muhabbat. So then they come with the action of love, Ya Rabbi, for the love of Prophet I'm going to bring a rice, I'm going to bring a food, I'm going to bring a water, I'm going to bring myself, whatever it is. I'm going to watch online, I'm going to share a link, I'm going to send out this flyer. And they keep inspiring, do things for the love of Prophet not the love of yourself on how to promote and how to do your business and how to all that you have to do. But live a life in which, how am I going to spread the love of Sayyidina Muhammad, or at least support those who are spreading the love of Sayyidina Muhammad. At that time they begin to be dressed by love and muhabbat. Allah's rida and satisfaction, so happy with them, and begin to Salaamun qawlan min Rabbir Rahim, and many different realities from Ayatul Kareem. Allah begin to send the salams from the Lord of As-Sifat Ar-Rahim. As that salam begin to come, Allah isharat and order to all creation that my love is now, nazar is upon that servant. قُلْ إِنِّي كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي يُحِبُّكُمُ اللَّهُ is liking the way that you are showing your love and following the real way of Sayyidina Muhammad. Soft spoken, loving, not intimidating, quiet character, ambassadors for the real way and the love of Prophet. No hypocrisy, no cheating, no manipulating. All of those like a TSA screening, Allah watching, awliyaullah watching, angels are watching. They watch how everything is going pure and clean. With all of that, then they teach, now come towards this way of muhabbat and love. And when Allah happy with the servant, begin to send His salam. And we described before what that salam, what that secret, that lam and that meme, that sir, that moving, the lam, that coming, the meme of Sayyidina Muhammad, those malaika are coming straight from the heart of Siratul Wadud. Salam is what? Salam is a secret, the sir. A secret is coming. This word is not a word that comes to you, but Allah within the secret of its huruf, it has a loaded reality coming to you. That sir, the secret of creation, Nur al-Anwar, Sirat al-Asrar is now moving towards you. If Allah has a love for you and beginning to, I'm going to send my salams upon this servant, I'm happy. I see he or she is sincere with their love. This scene begins to move towards you. And the scene is coming down from the sir and the secret of Allah's oceans of reality. The scene of Sayyidina Muhammad carries the reality of that scene. Comes with ilm yaqeen, ayn al yaqeen, haqq yaqeen, means Allah going to open on that servant all the haqqaiqs, all the ilm of the heavens. Because Allah wants to bestow upon someone He loves. Cash, cards, credit cards, like our bankers. No, when Allah loves you, He wants to give you the best of what He has. In my paradise says, I want to give you knowledges and realities. These will give you an honor and a rank upon your soul, so that you will be able to sit in the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad. It's all for the honor of Prophet ﷺ. Because when you love somebody and you grant him such a high Malik and King, I want anyone who comes in your presence to be beatific and also to be like a king. I'm not going to let the poor people come into your presence, the bad people, dirty people. He elevates the status of everyone, so that king by king sit into the presence of Prophet ﷺ. I mean, they be adorned with beatific lights for the love of Sayyidina Muhammad ﷺ, so that when Prophet ﷺ look at their souls, he's so content and happy with what Allah has dressed upon His nation. This is the greatest gift that Allah wants to give. It's a gift to make His Habib happy. Not a gift because we're anything, but when we act through this door of love with sincerity and humility, this ilmu yaqeen, the seen is coming. Ilmu yaqeen, ainu yaqeen, haqqu yaqeens are coming. All the knowledges, all the beatific visions they teach you how to be from Ahlul Basira, that close your eyes, keep your eyes closed, make your connection through your soul. All of these haqqaiqs that will begin to open of realities, not through what your eyes saw, but what your soul is witnessing from Allah's truth. This is the abode of falsehood. There's nothing here but falseness. And Allah wants to open realities and haqqaiqs. Then as this scene is coming, there's a lam and a lisan al-haq that's going to be delivering and coming to you to begin to teach you. This tongue, this angel that will begin to inspire within you, then the meme will clarify, because the meme is like the circle with a dot coming down to you. It's a Muhammadan reality, and that's why we call them malaika. Malaika are the purified Muhammadan lights that are dispatched from Prophet's heart. It shall come from Allah, grant them my salams. I love them because they love you. And that's the greatest love for Prophet, that Allah accepted that love and I'm sending my love to them. These malaika that are flowing from the heart of Prophet, they begin to enter into the souls of these. And that salam is a loaded salam. That salam is filled with lights, with realities, with haqqaiqs. And this Muhammadan haqqaiq begin to dress them until they begin to become Muhammadiyun. Because it's from heart of Prophet. When he dressing and dressing and dressing, no doubt they become Muhammadiyun. They hear like Prophet, they see like Prophet, they breathe like Prophet, they begin to smell and to look like Prophet. Because Prophet is dressing them from his muhabbat, from his highest reality. He's dressing them from love, until they become walking love of Prophet upon this earth. You don't think that that love, that salam, those lights, that is beyond even the maqam al-iman. That servant begins to be dressed from faith and faith upon faith. As soon as Allah give that dress upon the soul, that servant now granted iman, and in their soul, their lights, what they witness of their faith, they understood. What they witness of that reality, their faith is now clear. And at every moment they now increase their love, and Allah give them more faith. Increase their love, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, amanu. As they're believing and loving, and then they're being inspired to do great acts of love that people don't even understand its financial feasibility, its practicality, its worthiness. They say, why you gotta do that? Why you gotta make a show on a TV? Who's gonna pay for it? You do what you do out of love. Don't worry about the rest. Allah sends what He wants. Our duty is to spread that love. Why? So that Prophet be happy. When if Prophet happy, Allah raise your darajat, raise the darajat. We pray that Allah open for us more and more understanding. This door of love is the secret of maqam al-iman and beyond to maqam al-ihsan, in which that love when it occupy and overtake the soul, they begin to see, because love is in the heart. And when they enter into the heart, it's a light that came from the heart of Manzil al-Qur'an. The house of the Qur'an is where this light came from. As soon as that light hits you, it takes you back to your home. Your home is then where? In the heart of Prophet ﷺ, which is where? Manzil al-Qur'an. Means every reality is dressing upon their soul, every beatific light is dressing upon their soul. That beyond imagination, that with that light on their soul, blessing and dressing their soul, you don't think they're seeing Allah and that they see Allah in everything they do. Everything that they look at, they can hear its tasbih and its zikr. They can feel Allah's vibration and lights within everything. They're not dressed from Manzil al-Qur'an, from the station in which Holy Qur'an is coming out. Just imagine with tafakkur, when they talk these talks and talk these realities, it takes people to contemplate, what are you talking about? This light that Prophet he says, if you make durood upon me one time, Allah allows me to make durood upon you 10 times. These lights of Prophet when they begin to dress the soul of the believer, what they're being dressed with of realities. What type of lights are dressing upon their souls by these beatific praisings and good actions and Allah's satisfaction. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifoon wa salaamun al mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen wa hurmati Muhammad al-Mustafa wa basir Surat al-Fatiha. Shafat ya Rasul Kareem. Amen. All right, let's give our salams. Ya Rabbi bil Mustafa